Good afternoon, everyone. Guys, this is one of those videos I wanted to shy away from doing, but I feel it's very close to home. I was at this incident when it happened, so I feel I should be talking about it. So I want to talk about the incident involving Peter Lynch. So let's just get straight to the share screen, guys. I'm going to give you what mainstream media are talking about. I'm going to give you the facts. I'll let you guys do your own speculation. But then I want to talk about what comes next and how we move forward as a country, and what hope do we have right now in the United Kingdom for any peace on the streets. So for those of you who don't know, there was this guy called Peter Lynch. This is him here. He was one of the guys who was jailed after the protest that turned into riots in Rotherham. He was jailed for 2 years and 8 months. Now, I'll share this. I'll share the whole article for you in the description, guys. But basically, body-worn camera footage played to Sheffield Crown Court in the summer showed the 61-year-old Mr. Lynch screaming. So this is, as I understand it from this article, you are protecting people who are killing our kids and raping them, and scum, at police with riot shields. Now, he was shouting at from the article here, guys. You know, obviously, I was stood behind this. I was well aware. We was recording that, and we've got footage on this platform, what we could share. But, you know, apparently from this article, he was shouting at the police. That's his, that's his offence that allegedly, as I understand it, it's not alleged actually. That's the offence he was sent to prison for, guys. Now think about that. 2 years and 8 months for screaming, I've got to be fair. You are protecting people who are killing our kids and raping them, and scum, at the police. So, is that what gets you sent to prison? Just bear that in mind, please. Bear that in mind, because when we come to the second part of this video, you'll understand why I'm going to refer back to it. Confirming his death on Monday. So today, a prison service spokesperson said HMP Moreland prisoner Peter Lynch died on the 19th of October. So we don't know why he's died, and we don't know, what incidents led to him, what led to that death. Now, this is what I want as well to talk about here. Mr. Lynch was photographed carrying a placard that called some people corrupt, and the court heard he was at the front of the mob. So, I've not seen this, I've not seen these placards. I've not seen what he was holding up. But if we think about political corruption, which I'm kind of assume that he was referring to, if we talk about political corruption as, someone in power using their position or office for personal gain, or something like that. If we think, okay, well, that is political corruption. Well, the next question would be, have there been any incidents since August whereby any of our political leaders have been, and I don't know, guys, I'm just speculating. I don't know if any of this stuff's happened. Has there been any incidents in the United Kingdom where our political class have been subject to personal gain through or because of their positions in a political party? I don't know. I mean, there may or may not have been free stuff given by people. There may or may not have been free clothes given, all sorts of stuff given. Now, if we're saying that the definition of political corruption is using one's office or personal appointments for personal gain, then that would fit into the definition of political corruption. Now, that's not me saying it. That's me giving you guys the definition. So if it wasn't the placards that he got sent to prison for, because those placards with a definition have, those in the past couple of months have come out as if, these things were correct. These things are subject to scrutiny in the context that if politicians take money off someone, what do they want in return? And, you know, maybe that's come out in the mainstream media over the last couple of months. I don't know. So that can't be it then, can it? So what else can it be? So it must be calling police scum. That must have been the straw that broke the donkey's back. It must have been. That must have been the, you know, the thing that sent people, you know, that sent these guys, that sent this person to prison. So let me just share this with you guys. So this is, you know, police watchdog probes airport kick footage release. Now, the article goes on, it talks about the article, and then this one here, it shows you the whole incident. It shows you the whole footage. It shows you the gentleman kicking and punching the police officers. It shows you this officer go down on the floor. There's police officers laid all over the floor. Now, as I understand it, and I may be wrong, but the gentlemen who were punching the police officers to the floor, as I understand it, they're still around and they're okay. So on the one context, if you call a police officer scum, it's 2 years and 8 months in jail. In the other context, if you punch several police officers to the ground, nothing, absolutely nothing. You know, there's nothing. You don't get any, you're not arrested, you're not charged, nothing happens, you know. And that is, you know, I'm just reporting, guys, now. I'm just telling you what these two articles say. Two articles, you know, Manchester and Rotherham, two incidents involving police, involving verbal aggression towards police and physical aggression towards police. Now, I'm not going to pass judgment on either of those. I'm just going to tell you that is, you know, I'll put the links in the description. I'll let you guys watch them for yourselves. Now, what I want to talk about is what I've been saying for a long time. The situation in the United Kingdom now is untenable. It's if you're in the United Kingdom now and you have the capacity, you need to get out, or you need to get a second property somewhere else, or you need to consider leaving the country, because right now you will have an undertone, I don't want to use the word underclass. I'm going to go with an undertone. I would use the word tone underclass, but I think that's derogatory because I don't mean class. I mean, you will have people right now in the United Kingdom boiling about this, absolutely furious of what's happening. This is how you create extremism. I am talking about right-wing extremism now. I'm talking about real right-wing extremism. This is what happens when you segregate a section of society, when you put a big, heavy lid on a section of society and don't let them have their say. Now, this guy, Peter Lynch, whatever he was saying on them placards, whether he was calling... And again, from the article, I honestly, guys, I don't know. I've never seen the article. I was there at this incident. I was way back from any of the crowds, you know, you'll see from my videos. And we was reporting on what was happening. But the context here of what people are seeing and the perception of everyday people. Everyday people right now will be coming back from work. It's a Friday. No, it's not Friday. Everyday people will be coming back from work now. They'll be going to the pub on a Friday and they will be talking about this. They'll be talking about what's happened and they'll be looking at these incidents and they'll be saying, okay, we've got one incident, where a man called the police scum. And the other thing he said, it was just, I don't think, it's clearly not correct, but I don't think that was an offense to shout that. I can only see in my logical way of thinking, the only offense to what he said, well, let's read it again. Let me just read it out to you now, guys, so I don't get right. So the first thing he said was, and again, this is from mainstream media, you are protecting people who are killing our kids and raping them. That's closed speech brackets there. So that's one thing he said. You are protecting people. Now, I don't think that's a crime to shout that. I genuinely don't think that's a crime to shout that. I may be wrong. You know, it may be down to the public order, causing distress, alarm, and something else. Guys, I'm not a legal professional, but If somebody was shouting that in the streets, I'm not sure how, I don't know. So it must be calling the police scum, because I think that's what he was targeting the police with, scum. And again, guys, I'm reading this from the mainstream and I'm just telling you what it says. But either way, he was just shouting stuff. Now, the other incident that I spoke about, where the two gentlemen were punching police officers, let's just be honest. Which one do we feel was the biggest breach of the law? Punching police officers, knocking them to the ground, and as I understand what I've heard from other media outlets, breaking a female police officer's nose. Is that incident worse or less than the gentleman who shouted what I've just spoke about at the police? Because one of those people, one person who did one of those offences against the police is now gone. They're not with us anymore. And they also got given a 2-year and 8-month sentence. The other gentleman, as I understand it, they've not even been arrested. Now, this is the problem that's going on in our streets right now. This is what everyday people are seeing. Now, I don't see a way out of this. I really don't, guys. We are in the United Kingdom now. We're too far entrenched in this. Keir Starmer can't back down. He can't back down because for whatever reason, you've got to understand that type of person. And I think he's a person who would, if the whole world was burning and he said he's not touching that fire extinguisher, he wouldn't touch that fire extinguisher because he doesn't believe in it, because he's ideologically, I don't want to use the word subverted, but I think there's a strong argument for that. But, this is what normal everyday people are seeing. The two incidents, and how do we reconcile our society now? Do we, is Keir Starmer going to come down hard on these two guys who attacked the police officers? Is that going to be a show trial? Is he going to let people out of prison? No, of course not. It's absolutely insane. And where I don't want to be critical of, it's very easy to sit on the back seat and point the finger and be critical of people when you're not in charge. I don't see the policies, I don't see how these policies can help social cohesion, unless, of course, they're not meant for social cohesion, unless, of course, they're meant for the opposite of social cohesion, which they will be doing that. But guys, I just wanted to say a few words about this, because from where I'm sitting and from what I'm looking at, it seems to me that I don't understand the law. I don't understand how one person can get 2 years and 8 months in jail for shouting things, albeit nasty, albeit, offensive, and having a placard with, I don't know what was written on that placard, so I wouldn't be able to comment. I don't see how that person can get given 2 years and 8 months in jail, and then another person can punch police officers to the ground and allegedly, because, I've actually no evidence of it other than what I've heard off the media, and then allegedly break a police officer's nose, and this person's not arrested. I just don't see, I just don't see how this is fair. I don't see how this is helping anything in the United Kingdom at the moment, guys. The situation, in my opinion, my speculation, it's not going to get any better. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets any better. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. This is a lot of my own analysis, a lot of my own speculation, a lot of my own opinion. If you think I'm wrong, please put it in the comments. If you've got insight into the incidents and you can explain why certain people have not been arrested for, punching police officers when other people have been sent to jail really quickly, please explain it to me, because I would love to understand the decision-making process. I'd love to understand how this moves forward, and I'd love to understand how this can have social cohesion, bring social cohesion back in our country. Guys, like I said, I'm going to back to grid, and I'll get you guys another video later.